Okay, let's talk about something we've all felt. You spend hours, maybe even days learning something new, only to have it completely vanished from your mind a week later. It's frustrating, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through a really simple, practical guide to building a stronger, more reliable memory.
So, does this feel familiar? You read a book, you sit through a lecture, you try to pick up a new skill, and it feels like it just evaporates. Trust me, you are not alone. This is an incredibly common feeling, and it's the exact problem we are going to tackle today. And here's the most important thing to get right away. If you struggle with your memory, it's not because you have a bad brain. It's almost always because we were never really taught how our memory actually works. The good news? Memory isn't a fixed thing. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can train it with the right strategy.
So, to start, we really need to change how we think about forgetting. It's not a failure. In fact, it's actually a feature of your brain's design. Let's take a quick look at what's really going on in there.
Think about it for a second. Your brain gets hit with thousands, maybe millions of pieces of information every single day. If it tried to hold on to everything, it would just overload. So it has this brilliant built-in filtering system. And this isn't some modern glitch, it's an ancient survival tool, always asking, is this information actually important for my survival or growth? If the answer is no, it gets tossed out. Forgetting is just your brain's way of doing a bit of spring cleaning.
So, what makes your brain decide that something is unimportant and can be deleted? Well, it usually comes down to these super common habits. We're not giving something our full attention. We try to just memorize the words instead of actually understanding the ideas. Or we just don't review it in a way that signals, hey, this matters. These are the exact habits we're going to fix.
All right, let's build the foundation. Before we get into any fancy techniques, we absolutely have to master the two fundamentals of a strong memory: paying deep attention and aiming for real understanding.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? This is the first step. If you aren't truly paying attention, if you're multitasking or your mind is wandering, that information never even gets into your brain to be remembered later. Attention isn't just a part of the process, it is the only entry point for all memory. If the door is closed, nothing gets in.
What's so great about this is how clear the difference is. Over on the left, you've got all the passive, kind of low-effort habits like just rereading your notes and multitasking. And on the right, active, focused strategies. The entire goal is to shift your habits from that left column over to the right. That's where the magic happens. This really gets to the core of that second pillar. See, your brain isn't great at remembering random, isolated facts. It's amazing at remembering networks of connected ideas. When you really understand something, you're not just memorizing it. You're weaving it into everything you already know. That understanding, that's the glue that makes the memory stick. Okay, so with that foundation of focus and understanding in place, let's build on it with some really powerful, practical techniques you can start using literally today. Welcome to your Active Memory Toolkit.
So here are some of the most effective tools you've got. Things like visualization and the story method, well, they work because they tap into your brain's natural strengths for images and narratives. And others, like active recall, force you to really engage with the material instead of just passively looking at it. Next, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful methods of all.
Okay, the Feynman technique, this is one of my absolute favorites. It is pure genius because it forces you to truly get something. I mean, think about it. If you can't explain a concept in simple terms, do you really know it? This whole process shines a big spotlight on the weak spots in your knowledge so you can go back and fix them.
So you've learned something effectively. Awesome. But how do you stop it from just fading away over the next few weeks? The key is smart revision. This is how you turn that short-term learning into permanent knowledge. This right here is the famous forgetting curve. It basically shows that right after you learn something, your memory of it is pretty strong, but it drops off like really steeply over time if you don't do anything to revisit it. The goal isn't to stop this from happening, because you can. The goal is to fight back against it with strategic reviews. And this is exactly how you do it. Instead of cramming all your studying into one marathon session, you space it out. A quick review after one day, then again after 3 days, then a week, and so on. Every single time you recall that information, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, this is important. And each time you flatten that forgetting curve, locking the memory in for good. Okay, let's bring this all home.
At the end of the day, a strong memory isn't built in a couple of intense study sessions. It's really forged through small, consistent habits that you practice every single day. Think of these habits as the rich soil where your memory can actually grow. Good sleep is totally non-negotiable. That's when your brain actually stores what you've learned. Simple things like a little exercise improve brain function, and actually using what you learn signals its real-world value. And maybe most of all, just staying curious keeps your mind sharp and ready to learn. These habits create the perfect environment for a powerful memory. Let's circle all the way back to the single most important idea from this entire explainer. Your memory is not fixed. You have this incredible potential that you might not even realize is there. You just need the right set of instructions to unlock it. So here's the crucial shift in thinking. Stop seeing your memory as some passive storage device, like a hard drive. It's an active, dynamic muscle. And the more you train it with focus, with understanding, and with smart practice, the stronger it's going to get. The only question left is, what will you choose to remember first?